Okay, so this is where we left off. I've closed the file and I'm in the Carlson Draw program. So for now, we want to go to Survey and we want to draw field to finish. We want to draw the file, the raw file we just made. So we're going to draw field to finish. We're going to split all multiple codes. We're going to use the standard code file that you have, and we're going to process this field data processing CRD, which if you have multiple files, you may want to check and make sure that you're processing the one that you just finished. So you can sort them by date, and it will be this one right here. It's the newest. So first thing we want to do is we want to report the codes that are not defined, as you know how to do that. So you can print this or you can save it as a PDF, just so when you're in the file you can correct them. And I showed you earlier how to correct them in the coordinate file, in the CSV file in Excel or in Notepad, but here I can show you how to do it inside the program. Now, the thing to remember, if you edit the coordinate file in Carlson and then you reprocess the raw drawing file, I'm not sure that this will update the raw data file when you change the coordinates in Carlson. But when we get to that point, I'll check that and find out. So we're just going to close this, and then we're going to hit OK, and it'll draw a project for us. So the aerial, I had to make it so big it's real blurry. I wish there was a way in Carlson to put in a better aerial or just do it automatically, but you get the general idea here. You're in Quail Valley, you're on Cartwright Road, you're in the right spot. So I'm going to just turn this layer off so I don't have to look at this if I knew where that was. There it is. So we're just going to turn the aerial off. There. And there's your data file. Pretty much that's the deal. You brought it in, you can look at it, you can see it looks good. There's some things you can do in your raw file, which we'll go back to. Now we can just open the same one, and we can tell it here, draw traverse side shot lines. Traverse lines will be on this TRAV layer, side shots on this layer. Well, I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, we're going to draw those lines. And you can see here, this is where you would set up and you took the various shots. It's not normally helpful unless you have a problem, like if one of these lines are reversed 90 degrees, you know that you had a bad backside. So maybe instead of backsighting here somewhere, you backsighted the wrong direction and all this would be flipped around. Then you go back in and you can raw it, edit, you can open up that DC file again and put in the correct backside, and then it'll flip it around. So for now, I'm just going to turn these off because I don't really need them. So it's the side shot, the traverse. I think there was one more. Maybe it's just those two. Yep. So there's a little thing you can do under survey. It's called ServNet least squares adjustment. So we're going to create a new project type. Call it 3. And it brings up this screen here. Then we can go into raw files and we can add a raw file, which is the one we just modified. Then we can go to this little blunder detection here. We can run that. And then we can look at the report, error report, and it tells us about our job. So these are the constants. This is our targeting center. For some reason, it couldn't find backsites for these points. Not sure what's going on there. But it's showing here a difference between 13 to 3 from the recorded control point to weight shot in the field was 400s or 500s difference. 600s, 500s, 400s, 400s, 300s, and etc. So looking through here, I don't see anything computed angle off of a little bit there. These are points that have duplicate shots on them. For some reason, we shot 33 and 1198 when they're 500ths apart. So maybe you had a start of a line and then end of a line and start of another line, a PC and PT. I don't know. You could go through and see, but these points that are so close together are duplicate points. So that may be points you can cut out of your survey that aren't really necessary. So we can just close that. I just want to show you how that works. And then hit this exit button. And we're going to save the changes. And then we're back in the file. Last thing I'm going to show you is how you can edit your